Hey students, I'm Mr. Simpson and I teach the Securities and Investments class here at Coppell High School. If you're looking for an elective next year that's fun and interesting and you can learn more about the market, we'd love to have you join us. Whether you're a seasoned investor and have a Robinhood account or you don't know the difference between a stock and a bond, we'd love to have you in class next year. In Securities and Investments, we're going to be looking at a lot of different areas of investing over the year. We'll look at the difference between stocks and bonds.
The most interesting thing that I learned this year was stocks and bonds because I liked learning about the opportunities to grow my wealth.
We'll look at diversified funds like ETFs, index funds, and mutual funds.
The most important thing we've learned this year is diversified funds because it shows us what we can buy, how we can buy it, what things to buy so we can increase our profit.
We'll look at retirement accounts like 401ks, IRAs, and Roth IRAs. We'll look at more exploratory investing like NFTs or cryptocurrency.
My favorite lesson plan from the first semester was learning about cryptocurrency because it was something I previously didn't know that much about, and we really went in depth on the history of it, which I thought was a great way to look at its potential growth.
The interesting thing we learned during this class was cryptocurrency because it's a very hot topic right now and it's a great way to make a lot of money.
And finally, we'll look at my favorite investing tool, and that is real estate, buying rental properties or commercial properties.
The thing I'm most interested in this class about is real estate because I want to learn to do it in the future.
Most about this class is real estate because real estate is one of the biggest parts in our economy, and learning about real estate helps later in life, especially with me. I want to be in real estate when I grow up.
The most interesting thing about investment class so far is real estate because it's a very interesting market, I feel like, right now, and I feel like there's a ton of interesting knowledge to be made inside the current real estate market that the class just offers to us that you wouldn't get in any other class right now in high school.
In addition to the investment terms that we'll be looking at, we'll also be looking at how money works and how to manage your money and how to make sure that you live within your means on a monthly basis. Another thing we'll be looking at is creating your own business, creating your own side hustle, and maybe the benefits of doing either or both of those things.
I'm most excited to learn about in the spring is how to run my own business, my own small business, because one day I hope to be an entrepreneur and be my own boss.
I want to own my own small business because I'm not a fan of the 9-to-5 trap, and I want to be an employer and not go work for someone else's company to make them money.
I'm really interested in this class because I'm learning about how to create my own side hustle and run my own business. This is really intriguing to me because when I grow up, I want to be able to be my own boss and be able to have an extra income for my family so I can better provide for them and myself.
Another thing we'll be looking at is maybe you don't want to invent the wheel. Instead, you decide you want to buy a franchise. What goes into buying a franchise and running that franchise?
The thing I'm most excited about learning is about franchises because I think franchises are a very interesting thing. How businesses will allow somebody that isn't part of their actual big team to run a business.
Another thing we'll be doing this year, we'll be reading some incredible books. We'll be reading a book called The Elements of Investing, which is all about the stock market, diversified funds, and where to allocate your money.
The interesting thing I've learned this year for me would be about diversification.
Another incredible book that we'll be looking at is called The Millionaire Next Door.
And I was excited to read The Millionaire Next Door because of how it gives me a new perspective about being a millionaire. Because people who are millionaires, they don't spend well above their means or spend their money frivolously.
I'm excited about reading The Millionaire Next Door because you get to see the difference between how people pose to be rich and people who are actually rich.
And this book explores how do millionaires spend their money? Where do they allocate it? What do they invest into? How do they teach their kids about money? And finally, the third book we'll be looking at this year will be Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which is just a mindset of how you should be looking at money, how you should be investing, and where you should be allocating all of your funds.
What I loved so much about this class was our presentations and debates that we got to participate in.
Before I was a business teacher here at Coppell High School, I taught speech and debate. And some of the really important things that I felt like speech and debate did for students is number one, it taught them how to research. Number two, it taught them great communication skills. Number three, it taught them presentation skills. And number four, it taught them how to persuade. And all of those things are important skills that I'll be using in my class as well, as students will be giving presentations. They will be attempting to persuade the class about a certain topic.
My favorite part about this class has been the presentations and debates because I've really enjoyed being able to take my own approach at researching certain financial topics and learning about different companies and types of investment.
Main thing this semester has been the 10-year buy and hold project because it was super exciting to get to learn about companies and how they structure their businesses to be successful investments. I found interesting this year was watching interviews of industry experts. I found that interesting because I got to see real life people being successful in investing.
I'm real excited to learn about a career in investing because so it's something that I want to do in my future after college in some sort of business related occupation.